Today we're going to take a look at similar triangles and geometric mean. So here we have a right triangle. We're looking at this big thing. Now, if I were to draw an altitude is when you go from a vertex straight across the triangle to the opposite side, and you create a right angle there, or perpendicular lines. We then create three similar triangles, little, medium, and then the whole big one. They're all going to be the same, or they're all going to be similar to each other. So what I want to do is break this picture up into those three triangles, and we're going to look and figure out what this geometric mean thing is. So let's put it all in order. Let's take our big triangle. We've got A, C, B, missing side Z, missing Y, and then our hypotenuse over here across from that right angle is 24. Let's take a look at the small triangle down on the bottom. So I get that, and it says A, D, C. But I don't like the position of that. I want to kind of turn this thing around so this is sitting in the same way as our large triangle here. So we got our right angle. At our right angle, we have D. Next to it on the short side, we have A. C is on the far. Okay, so we have our picture. Now let's find those matching numbers. Across from the right angle is Y. Our long leg is X. Our short leg is 6. I want to do the same exact thing to our medium triangle here up at the top. So we get our right angle, we have B, D, and C. Let's reposition it so it's oriented the same way. We have our right angle. At our right angle, we have D. On our short side, we have C. And at far away, we have B. Good. Now, labeling all that, the hypotenuse across from the right angle is Z. The short side, we have X. And our long leg is 18. So we have our picture and we just broke it up. What these pictures are saying, it's like if you were to zoom in on a picture or kind of zoom out and you were just to pinch and unpinch, that's what's happening. When we kind of unpinch, we zoom in, and now we're looking at our big one, pinch it, we get this. They're all the same. Okay. Before we do that, let's kind of label a little bit of these. So if you notice, since they're all the same, they're all in a similar position, these bottom sides are the shortest of all of these. I'm going to call them short, or even just S. Off to the side here, or short leg, off to the side here, along the right angle, that's another leg. We're going to call that long, or L and L. And then across from the right angle, we have something called the hypotenuse. Call that H and H. We use that to kind of help set up proportions to find our geometric mean and figure out what these variables are. Okay, so basically we have to set up three different ratios. I'm going to start by just saying short over long. Okay, we have three triangles. Let's set up short over long. So my first one, short over long, I have Y over Z. I'm just creating a bunch of fractions. My middle one, I have 6 over X. 6 over X. And then in my medium, I have X over 18. So what we are looking for here in order to solve these problems is this. When I have my three triangles, I want my x's. I want an x and an x. I want the same variable in my problem. So that is geometric mean. Now we just have to cross multiply and figure out what that x is. So when I take 6 times x, I'm left with 108 equals x squared. Now, in order to solve for x, we have to undo that exponent, do the inverse, make a square root. We're left with x equals, and that's going to be about 10.39. We need to do this 3 more times. If we did short over long, let's pick another one, and we'll say, how about short over hypotenuse? I want to come up with all of my fractions that say short over the hypotenuse. So short over hypotenuse, we have y over 24. Middle, I have 6 over y, and then x over z. So our goal when we do this to find this geometric mean, we're setting up our proportions all the same from whatever we set up here. We want them to all be the same. And now, which variables are the same? That's right there. So let's cross multiply. Let's solve for y. In this case, 24 times 6 is going to give us 144. And that is y squared. In order to undo that y, we're going to take square root of both sides, and then y equals 12. We need to do this one more time. So we did short over long, short over hypotenuse. What's the other combination of two sides? We did short, sure, I guess long and hypotenuse. So we're going to say long over hypotenuse. And it doesn't matter whether or not you have short over hypotenuse or hypotenuse over short, as long as these three fractions are all kind of in that same position. All right, so long over hypotenuse. We're saying long over hypotenuse, z over 24. Long over hypotenuse, x over y. And then long over hypotenuse, 18 over z. Okay, so I don't care about that. I care about what's left here. I have a z, I have a z. Good, let's do our algebra. Let's cross multiply and put these things together. So 18 times 24 is going to end up giving us 432 equals z squared. In order to undo that z, we square root, and then z ends up being about 20.78. That's similar triangles and finding our geometric means and solving for those missing variables.